Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is a preview of the GoPro Hero 4 Session. Why is it not called the Mini or the Cube? I don't know, maybe there were some trademark issues, but let's look at the heart of this camera because it is a radical new design. It's the first new design of a GoPro since 2007, and what makes it so unique, other than being 50% smaller and 40% lighter, is the fact that it doesn't need an external case for being shock resistant or waterproof up to 33 feet because it is so small. This is a GoPro Hero 4, the Black Edition, and this is pretty small as it is, but the Cube, as you can see, is even smaller. But because of the small size and nature, there are trade-offs that you have to decide if it's worth it for you. What are some of these trade-offs? Well, it shoots at 1440p at 30 frames a second, 1080 at 60, and 720 at 100, which means there is no 4K. Now, I can totally live with this if the 1080 at 60 frames or 30 frames is very good. But from the Wired did a hands-on review, and what they showed was that the Session wasn't nearly as good quality-wise as the Silver Edition GoPro Hero 4. Now, I don't know if they were shooting Pro Tune on both. I highly recommend that you shoot Pro Tune because Pro Tune is almost like shooting RAW. It gives you a flatter file that you can go ahead and tweak later to give you better results. Now, it's a one button to start, and also one button to get into this high-speed burst mode, or into a time-lapse burst photo mode that's going to take a photo every half second, which is good for people doing time lapses. Now, I'm most concerned about image quality. That's what I care the most about. Now, being that it's smaller, you can shoot it upside down or right side up, but there's really no indication other than the button on the top that tells you which way you should point it so that you don't shoot everything vertically. Now, it shouldn't be that hard to realize that this is the button at the top and this is where it goes. You should get it right. That shouldn't be a problem. What else do we have? Built-in battery is one of the biggest issues that I foresee. They say it gets up to 2 hours, which means it's going to get slightly less than that, in my opinion. And battery is important. If you're running a TV show and you're running and gunning all day long, you're going to need at least 2 of these. One of these charging and one of them that you're using, because 2 hours, it is a good amount of time. But what do you do when you're done? It just doesn't give you enough time. It needs to be recharged. So that's one concern that you have. It has a mini screen on top, and what you need to do is you need to sync it through the phone, which isn't that bad unless you have problems syncing it to the app, which I've had in the past, but it's gotten much easier as it's gotten better. Now it has a dual mic. I'm not interested in the microphone other than for scratch audio to maybe sync something up to. But most of the time that I'm using the GoPro, it's not about the microphone. It's about the video quality that you're getting. So, for me, I could see picking up one of these to put in the hot shoe of my camera to see every photo that I'm shooting because I want to show the first-person shooter project. I love the fact that it has a low-profile frame, the ability to get it much lower, and it doesn't have to sit up high and just look like it's in the way. But it all comes down to quality. This is a great step in another direction for GoPro, and I guess it doesn't hurt when you go public and make a ton of money. You can put a lot of time into research and development. But I see this as a future project or a future product. I'm going to try it out because I want to see how it compares to my Hero 4 Black Edition. I don't care how it goes to the Silver Edition. It's about what it does with the Black Edition. That's what's important to me. If it matches that or comes close to that, then I could see using it for so many different things, for travel shows, for shooting concerts, for going underwater. I can definitely see that. Now, it can use all of the current accessories that GoPro has, but this, for me, let's see what the next edition looks like. Very good right off the bat, but quality is going to be the determining factor. How's the battery power and how's the quality of the Pro Tune? Because if the sharpness and color isn't there, I don't want to take a step backwards in trade-off for size. I rather use something in a form factor like this on top of my camera or in my videos than to use a cube that's really small, and I'm trading off quality. To me, quality is king, size is important, but this is going to only get better as time goes on. So it's $399. It's awfully expensive compared to what you can get for this at about $500, $499, and the quality right now is probably better. So that's going to be it. What do you guys think? Is this something for you? Are you going to pass on it? Are you going to wait for the future? Or can you deal with lesser quality in a smaller size? Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.